Papa Thrash, how you doing? We got Petster in the house. Papa Thrash is in the house as well. We may have lost tonight, but that was one of the best hockey games I've watched this season. I always love Toronto versus Calgary. Oh! Papa Thrash, listen, bud, listen. You're not gonna like what I have to say tonight. But I'm glad you're the one saying that view right there, because you know that what I'm about to say is nothing personal, and that's why you always come around, because we can have conflicting opinions about things and not feel like a bunch of chumps, all right? We're not enemies. We're hanging out. We're discussing things. But I'll get to that in a second. I want to see Double G here just said, did you see the governor of North Carolina chirp Brad Marchand on Twitter? You bet I did. And that was hilarious. Hey, the man knows the game. I like it. Hey, if anybody deserves trash talk, it's Brad Marchand. He's always the one doing it, figuring like, oh, you don't have the guts to do anything about it. Well, I don't think you have the guts to do anything about it, Brad Marchand. I bet you I could talk smack to this guy's face and he won't touch me. All right, you can mark my words on that. I will meet that guy anywhere he wants, and I will talk utter crap to him till he either punches me or walks away crying. Because I'm better at it than him. I guarantee you that. But he throws one punch, and we all know who wins that battle. We all know who wins the freestyle cut him apart with verbal abuse battle. That's going to be me. I could take Brad Marchand and trash talk any day, but one punch, and I'm going to fold like a cheap tent. All right? One punch, and I'm down for sure. So I'm not going to disrespect him that way. The only nerdy one. No, you're not the only nerdy one. I'm a nerdy one too, man. Campbell with that elite minus 3.14 goals against average expected tonight, right? Let's talk about this stuff. Let's talk about this. I think you guys are not going to like me after this, or I'm going to lose all my followers and all my viewers and everything like that. How is it that when I point out the defensive flaws in the Toronto Maple Leafs, which includes 20 positions, like 20 individual skaters, I am blaming the entire skating team for their recent downfalls in the past month and a half, when they have them, because they don't always have them. They're still having a great season, by the way, but let's get into the parts where they struggle, okay? I have blamed 20 different players, and if you talk about ones coming in and out of the lineup on any given night, that's probably upward to 25 or 30 players. That's how many players I'm blaming. I'm also blaming a coach and a coaching staff for not figuring this out, all right? That's what I'm blaming, and it's okay. They've got room to figure it out. I'm not mad. They know they have to figure it out. What I'm ticked off about is Leafs fans, right? Leafs fans, I'm ticked off about being called the guy that's making excuses for this team. I'm blaming the entire team minus two guys. I'm covering right now Mrazek, and I'm covering Campbell, all right? And yes, I've said before that they individually have had some weak goals go against, but goalie is a mental position more than any position on the ice. And if the mojo ain't right in front of you, you can't expect the goalie to bail you out every single night for an entire season. It's not gonna happen. So whatever numbers you thought Jack Campbell was before, that's above average. That's above expected. Everything you've seen Jack Campbell do up till now in the season, that's above expected, all right? And if you thought anything more of what he was capable of, right, then that's your problem for overestimating the situation, right? You're talking about a guy who hasn't even played his first full season as a starter in the NHL, and he's how old? So right there, that's impressive. We're saying that's impressive about how he's been able to handle himself so far. That's above beyond, right? Above and beyond expected. What you're getting now is what he actually is at times, because he hasn't shaken it off yet. He cannot bail out a team this bad defensively, okay? And you sit there and go, oh, well, they only gave up 23 shots, right? Or something like that. And they got like 40-something shots, Toronto did. So how is this a bad defensive game, Ryan? How is this a bad defensive game? I've told you guys this before. I swear around the same time of year last year, and I'm pretty sure it was against Calgary. I said this before, right? That if you're going to play perfect defense 90% of the time, 90% of the entire game, you were playing shut them down, awesome defense, right? And then all of a sudden in that 10%, you were playing such bad defense, you would get cut from an OHL team in those 10% of moments through an entire game. If that's how badly you messed up, You're darn right. You're darn right you're going to be giving up goals. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Why is it such a hard concept for people to buy? It's not just the two pair of defensemen in front of the goalies all the time. It's the entire team knowing where to be when they don't have the puck and also knowing how to protect themselves when they're on offense. They have reckless offense. The Leafs play with reckless abandon offensively. When they have the puck, their whole scheme is motivated. Score 100%. That's what we're going for. Right? They do not cover themselves defensively while attacking as much as they should. Even that is part of the defense. And then people wonder why Campbell's numbers drop. Are you kidding me? What we got was a bonus so far, right? Now we're seeing Campbell where he should be respectfully. Like, you know what I mean? Is he capable of more? Absolutely. We've seen it. He's been amazing. Right? He's capable of more, but this is his first starting season as a starting goalie. Sorry. And we're going to just start acting like he's dipping, right? You know what I mean? Yeah, his numbers are coming down, but it doesn't mean that he's playing worse, so to speak. You know what I mean? This is where he should be. His team needs to play better in front of him. I mean, look at the goals tonight. The goals, okay? What were the goals tonight? Two screens against Jack Campbell, and a wide open cross crease goal. That was the first three. Against Toronto. I don't know the order, so I apologize. You had two screens in front of him. I think Hall was both of them. No, Hall and maybe Muzzin, I think. Not looking good there, by the way. Two screens and a wide open cross crease goal in front of him. That was the three against Campbell. And then the fourth hit. Now the fourth one, 100% soft goal. You need Campbell to have that. But what did I talk about goaltending, about how important it is mentally to have a solid team in front of you if you want to win a cup? If you want to win a cup, you need that solid team in front of you, right? Because what happens is they screw you 3 times and now you're shook. Because now you feel like you have to make up for those mistakes. And I know, I get comments from goalies all the time. Goalies that have played goalie levels way higher than I ever played. I'm talking about filling in on beer leagues and stuff. You know what I mean? I'm talking about the times as a kid where you got your turn at being goalie. I've done it, but that's as far as it's gone, right? So I'm not trying to claim that I know more about goaltending than them. What I'm saying is, whatever issues they're spotting in Jack Campbell or Mrazek at times, because trust me, if Mrazek starts going on the same thing, they're going to be just as quick to blame him, right? Point out all his stats and all his flaws, right? You can't be doing that stuff, man. You can't be doing that stuff. It's ridiculous. Now when you see what happens tonight, look at Calgary's goals, right? Calgary had 2 goals against. First goal from against Calgary, right? They even blocked a shot during that sequence. It was chaos. They were hanging in there. They had a nice formation. Calgary did. All of them kind of formed that nice collapsed, panic mode. Got to get that puck out. Everybody did their jobs right. But when Buddy went down, I don't even know who it was. Somebody went down, a defense or forward, whatever, to block the shot right in front of the net to cover their goalie. It went off his shin pad and went straight out to Sandin, who had a screen going by sheer fluke. Calgary's guys were already lined up just perfectly. Sandin got it, saw that, took advantage, and he got a screen goal against his guys. But that's an understandable screen. That's chaos. And Calgary was willing to go the miles to block shots if necessary in a regular season game, against a team that's not even in their division. That's how far they're willing to go, and I give them credit for that. That's a goal against that you can't even really blame anybody. Not really. That's what I want to see from Toronto. Why doesn't Toronto get more goals like that, where I can look at the play and go, you know what, they did everything they could. The other team just made an incredible play, or caught a bit of puck luck. So, I mean, if you look at the Flames goals, you see the difference, right? And the other goal against was a nice snipe from Bunting. Maybe he should have had it, maybe not. The goalie did, right? Maybe the goalie should have had that, Markstrom. But who cares? It's 5-2 and it's late in the game now. If you got a little sloppy, it's understandable. You're up 5-1. It's hard. It's hard mentally as a goalie to stay in it because you're not really getting, he had a lot of shots to face, but how many threats were there? Didn't look like a lot of threats to me. From Toronto. Lots of fancy passing plays and stuff. That always looks dangerous, but it leads to like a nothing shot. It leads to shots that are in the chest. Like, I love Toronto's offense. I really do. But, they struggle with stuff like that. They struggle when they're not scoring to figure out new ways to score. They keep trying their same superstar stuff, And there's been times this season that I've seen them change that up and actually try and get more fluky style, chaotic goals. And I like it when they do that because they got quick reflexes, Matthews, Marner, and all them. Right? So with 40-something shots, I mean, how do you not get more, keep yourself in it better than that? But they're sacrificing all kinds of defense to get that to happen. So that's my piece, guys. I mean, pretty much. What else do I got? Yeah, the blocked shots, right? No one's fault for a goal like that. Oh, and Calgary, you got to admit, too, Calgary just got under the skin of Toronto as well. All this nonsense. Toronto doesn't play that style. Knock it off, Toronto. You know what I mean? I like when teams play with that feistiness, that edge, the way that Calgary had tonight. But if you're going to build a team that doesn't do that, if you're going to build a team based on pacifism of like, you know what? It's just strategically not smart to be like that. So we're going to back out and really play with some serious discipline. Then fine, but commit to it. Right? They let Calgary get under their skin tonight. So that can happen. So I really want people to understand before we continue. I'm going to get to the chat here in a second. I know I ramble a lot to start off the show. But, I just wanted to put that out there, right? That, like, I'm not mad about Toronto's performance tonight at all. It's a bad game. Bad games happen. They've had way more good games than bad, right? I'm more mad at all the people that think that I'm the one making excuses for this team when I'm only protecting 2 people and y'all are making excuses for 20 plus people. 20 plus people you're making excuses for, not me. You know what I mean? Not you guys in the chat. You guys are all smart folks, but you know what I'm talking about. I'm going to tag a bunch of you in the Instagram clips when I make them. I swear to God. If I see you saying something, I'm going to tag you into this clip right here. And be like, ha. You don't know what you're talking about. All right? So let's get into the chat, guys. I want to see what you guys are saying here. All right? As always, getting into the chat now. Right? I want to see what you guys have to say. And hey, if you're following along for the first time, thanks for coming along. And if you subscribe to this Twitch channel or my YouTube channel or anything else like that, you get a little sip of the water here for you, all right?